And that is how we started this show 100 episodes ago.
Wow.
And now here we are, episode 100.
Jeez.
Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John.
on the couch, as always, producer Cara Tafolla and the lovely Annie the Skovmand.
Wow. How long have we been doing that intro?
Quite some
Since
time.
Annie was here?
I think we said one time like episode 11 or something.
Yeah,
it
it was
finally
early on.
formed
Yeah, wow.
like that, timbre.
Once a week.
And of course, we're joined again by Chester McSkellyface.
His name.
Anything to
constantly-
say?
His name had constantly changed.
Yeah. Happy to be here as always. What the podcast? Your femur, your metatarsal
So bad.
bone
so bad.
joke.
All right, you know what? That's
Bone
enough,
joke.
Skelly. That's enough.
Stop talking.
Sorry, I'm kind of being a numbskull today.
Ah, that's pretty good.
Chester, you're crazy for that one.
Thank
John, congratulations.
you. Oh, hey. 100 episodes.
100 episodes. Feels pretty good.
With basically not missing a single week, I don't think.
I don't think so. I think
There were some weeks that I
generally
wasn't
speaking,
here or Cara
just the
wasn't
one.
Some
here.
weeks that
or-
we filmed 2 in a week.
But I mean,
Yeah.
but like I'm talking
Posting.
about posting, we've never.
Oh,
missed.
we've never missed an episode
Nope.
Crazy
for 100 weeks.
That is gnarly.
Absolutely. And we'll celebrate that 104th
And 104
episode.
104 will be 2
That'll
years.
be our 2-year
which is pretty
Whoa,
cool.
wait, really?
reunion.
Oh, shoot.
Also, it happens to be your
Anniversary.
guys' wedding anniversary. I'm pretty sure
Is
too.
it?
Yeah, because I think we
Wow.
were celebrated 1 year
Wow.
on your wedding last year.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
we
we did.
recorded it ahead of time.
Yeah,
And then,
amazing.
wow.
Dang.
Look at us. Who would have
Tess.
thought? Well, as you know, it is still the spooky season, and we didn't skimp out on costumes this week, of course.
Yep.
No.
And
Yep,
so
yep.
we kind of all went with a theme, and the theme is
Beautiful.
your own self at 100, because it's our 100th episode, 100 years old. And so
That's right.
as you look at me, I am I got this sweet little grandpa sweater on, I got my tiny little glasses, and unfortunately I've lost all my hair.
Dang,
Pretty
that
sad.
is
John
upsetting.
looks like he is just living his best life
Well, let me
on a
get
little
into it a little
boat
bit.
somewhere.
I'm wearing a Padres shirt because
Yes.
I'll die wearing a Padres shirt at this
Okay.
point in
Fair,
time.
fair.
Padres are freaking slaying.
They're
this
killing it.
season.
They're killing it.
and,
Here, you want to wear this ring?
My Kings.
Oh.
For this episode?
Oh, that's
Can
a
I
big
wear it for
thing.
the episode?
Well, okay, wow.
Whoa! Oh, you threw that
Wait.
thing
Really
hard.
just chucked it.
Sure did.
All right, let's
What
see.
is that?
Oh, it's a pinky
We-
ring. It's a pinky ring.
For the
Look at that
listeners,
baller
it is
move right there.
Robert Philly's 1998 playoffs ring.
It was the giveaway.
And
No,
Cara
it
just-
wasn't.
This literally championships this year in the world, you get towels.
Cara
In
just
98,
flung it across the,
in 98,
the place
you
here.
got a
Gold ring.
Is this when they won or they were in the
They
championship?
were in the championships.
So they were really balling out.
The,
Yeah.
the last
1998.
NLCS.
Dang.
Yep.
Yeah,
so it's
so
really completing your outfit.
I'll wear a Padres shirt and then I wore this vest because I don't know. I just feel like I'm
Old
gonna be
people wear
that guy.
vests.
I'm gonna be that guy that has the vest on
Yep.
out of convenience
Are you
I'm
gonna keep
I'm
things
gonna
in the vest?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm already like the kind of the person that like, oh, I like a convenience thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So as soon as I hit the age where I just stop caring about what like people think of me or what people care, which could be soon. Really.
Sure.
I'm gonna start wearing the utility vest, and it's gonna have stuff.
and you'll utilize the utility of it.
100%.
Wow.
It's not for show for me. It's gonna have everything that I could possibly need, and all these little pockets. And this is really nice, by the way. It's not mine. Annie brought it for me.
You're topping
but-
up the outfit with a little knit cap.
Yeah.
It looks like you're about to hit the golf course.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know that I'll ever get into golf. I like the look of it though. It's more like wacky. Like I'm the quirky weird
Yeah.
person.
Type of, yeah.
That's what I'll probably be.
Sure.
I want to point out that I'm wearing Crocs too with socks, and they're the office Crocs. Really not funny is that I was talking to Annie on the phone about how I should dress up, and Annie goes, "You know what's really funny and really like old person-esque is if you wear
Crocs.
Crocs with socks."
And you're like,
And I
I'm
was
already
like-
doing
Like
that.
that's what I wear already.
I'm
were you-
wearing that.
you were already
I was
wearing that.
wearing these today.
That's hilarious.
So I'm not sure what that says about me, but I think this is a pretty accurate depiction of
If
what I
we
look like.
continue around the rotation here,
Skovmand,
this is a bit that I think has gone a little out of
way
hand.
too
but
far in the
It's
best way.
not.
Of
Annie
course.
has
If
predicted
you're
the,
all
the year of
100,
her death.
will have been dead already.
Ah,
2075, you think? So you'll live to a ripe old age of 77?
This is such a good year to die, 2075.
Why do you think so?
It's going to be kind of a cool thing. Yeah,
It's going to be
it's
so
like, you know,
cool
it's
if I predicted my own death. This is The Simpsons in action.
Wow. Okay.
Whoa.
I mean, that show is a lot funnier, but...
Oh.
Okay, well, that's rude.
Got her. Got her.
2075. Here's the thing.
Yep.
Have you ever seen someone almost at 100?
Yes.
Plenty of people.
Pretty
yeah,
rough.
no thanks.
Pretty rough.
No freaking thanks. Count me out. I've said, and multiple people can back me up for many years now, that if I get even near 100, if I start to round around 90, just take me out back. End it now.
Just kill you.
Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
you have changed
Somebody's
your mind
gonna
by
have
then?
to.
Do you
No.
want me to hold you to
Somebody's
what
gonna
you're saying
have
right
to.
now?
Yes. I will have not changed my mind. I will have been more ready because now I am that old and I'm like, yeah, this sucks at this point.
I'm going to be honest. It's not going to be me. I hope you have that on lock
Oh, no,
from
no. I'm
somebody
going to
else,
go to
'cause
Oregon. They got that assisted suicide thing.
No, I'll
It's
help
going to
you,
be real
Annie.
nice. I'm just
Annie,
going to
I'll
go
help you.
sleep.
I'll
But
help
so 2075, what a cool year. Like when she died.
Does it
Oh,
feel
in
like-
the 70s.
Does it just sound like the 1975? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
what you
yeah.
think it's-
They
I
really
like
have
it.
that assisted suicide thing
They
in
do.
Oregon?
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
they
And my
passed
grandmother
it.
and I talked about
Jeez.
taking her when she was 95 because she was so done. She
How
was
old
like,
was she
"This
when she died?"
sucks." 95.
Okay.
Not from that. Not from that.
Okay. Other reasons.
Of old age.
And
Yeah.
Speaking of grandmas, if we continue down the
Grandma.
couch, round out the team
Grandma.
here, we have Cara with the tan outfit, the brooches, the pearl necklace,
Bougie.
pearl bracelet.
Watch.
She just, I can't describe you as anything other than grandma. It's grandma vibes right now.
I am grandma. These pieces will probably be with me when I'm 100.
Aw,
These
that's
shoes,
so cute.
keeping these shoes forever.
Yeah.
But I feel
Sure.
like I feel like I'm like a golf banquet grandma.
Golf
Yeah.
banquet grandma.
Will Ryan
Well, I
ever
don't know
play
what
golf?
that means.
Probably not.
Wow.
But maybe
Well,
your kids will.
You never know.
You're
I
not gonna
saw-
be a golf
I saw
grandma.
a TikTok that was like
Boo.
when a guy reaches like 40, he either gets really into. There's two paths a man can take:
Mm-hmm.
smoking meats or learning a lot about World War II.
Which one do you
You're
think
the
you'll
World
do?
War II.
You think so?
Yes, you're already obsessed with that.
Oh well, I don't know if I'm obsessed
about
with World War
that.
II.
We'll talk-
I don't know
dive
about
in.
that.
I know a lot about World War II.
Obsessed is a big word there. right?
John,
Anyways.
smoking meats or World War II?
Probably smoking meats, honestly.
Yeah, that's probably you. Your dad's already there.
My
so.
dad started doing that.
That's pretty-
It'll
you've
probably
already
just
got
get
the
passed
Traeger.
down to
What's
me.
for
you know?
what's for
Yeah.
us? What do we go
What do women
down
get
at
into
40?
when they
Shopping.
hit their
You
40s,
get, okay,
50s?
Or
listen. You get a really good
cooking.
hobby.
Shopping.
Or shopping. I was gonna say
40.
shopping.
Shopping or cooking?
My mom's
I'll
done the
get into
candle,
shopping.
the candle making. She's gotten into. She's gotten
Yeah.
into the
Knitting.
crocheting things. So that's it. Candle making.
Those hobbies have passed.
But let's
Oh,
start new
dang.
hobbies, Cara. You and I. Okay, for women, once you hit 40, you could either get into stripping
Okay.
True.
or drug dealing.
Drug dealing.
Nice.
Sold.
Done.
Yeah,
Locked
I
in-
think
you're
I'll be a
locking
drug
in.
dealer.
Okay, you'll be
No
the drug
one would
dealer.
suspect me in
And
this.
that's why I
Kara's-
die so young.
You're continuing the narrative of Kara's a stripper, and that's
No,
great.
Oh,
she
yeah,
said drug
that's
dealing.
true.
How else does
But
she afford all the
choose drug
brooches?
dealing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
These
You're
are-
now you're giving off like upper class, like mom sells Adderall to her
Yes.
1,000%.
son's friends.
But it's her.
That's you.
It's the
But
grandma.
I'm the grandma.
Okay.
It's the
It's
grandma
the
who
grandma
sells
that's
Adderall
selling
to
Adderall?
kids.
Yes.
I
Straight
mean,
up.
how is she going
These-
to afford retirement?
I mean, where's she
Let's
gonna
be
get that
honest.
Adderall?
Brooches
Yeah.
are
On this economy.
these brooches are Alberta's.
Wow.
Damn.
The
Cute.
camel and the butterfly.
Are you gonna
Cute.
go by an old person name?
Like a grandma name or like a
Yeah, like a.
By the way, I'm so tired of grandma names. Just for the record,
Go ahead,
I want
rip
to put
into
it
it.
off.
yeah, let's hear.
because now
Grandma
you're in a
You hate
space
memes?
where you've got
Okay.
two young grandchildren in your
Yeah.
family. They're
Yeah.
your nephews.
The kings, yeah.
And your
God.
your parents
Kings of my life.
did they get to choose their grandparent name?
So I gave my dad his grandpa name. My dad was ready to 100% just be grandpa, and my mom is just grandma.
Bebo? What is
Yeah.
that?
It's Poppy.
Poppy.
Because I thought it was, we were in the waiting
what my
room
dad wanted
when
to be. It's
Levi
Irish.
when Levi was being
Born.
born. We were all staying. Me and
Getting
Bobby
got.
stayed in the waiting room for 24 hours because we were like, it's the first kid.
Committed.
Like we're gonna stay, you
Sure.
know. And we did, and it was a lot. But what were we talking about? So my grandpa's name is, I call him Grandpa, but my dad calls his dad Pop.
Pomp.
He's like, hey, yeah, Pop, whatever, you know. So then I was like, I'm gonna spin that off because
Okay.
I want it to be funny, you know.
Sure.
So I was like, I'm gonna be Poppy, and in the beginning, he was like, I'm not into it. It's not happening, kind of thing, going back and forth. And then now he's fully embraced it. Now the boys call him
Poppy.
Poppy, and it's funny.
Poppy.
It's funny. But my parents are like, just like, we're just gonna be grandma and grandpa.
Sure.
But I know people who like have parents or people that are becoming grandparents that come up with the wildest stuff.
Sure.
The absolute craziest stuff.
Now, Cara's parents just,
Yes.
you know, Cara's brother just had his first child.
Yes.
And there was a long discussion, a lot of
Yeah.
things on the cutting room floor.
Dad
What did they
wanted
decide
to be,
on?
Dad wanted to be like Pappy, or he wanted to be Granda.
Pappy.
Granda, because that's
See,
Irish
Grand-
too.
It's too much.
Granda.
I'm just saying.
Granda.
Instead of Granddad.
Okay.
Granda.
Okay, but the cultural thing, I almost go with like
But
abuelo
instead
or something.
he went with Papa,
Papa.
Papa's cool.
and then
Grandpa's cool.
I had a Papa.
Tima.
See, that's the one.
T-Ma.
That's
Now,
the
when you start
one-
getting creative,
That's the one I can't get on board with.
it
I
finally
can't.
has started to grow on me. I'm like, yeah, she's T-Ma. I'm like,
Bro.
now see, I subscribe to. I think you in some ways earn your name.
What's
If you have like
crazy
a
is
wacky name,
when did you learn your grandparents' real names?
like their
Never,
legal
I
names,
still
or
don't know.
like
Yes, they're legal names. Because Tima is gonna be like, why do I call you Tima? And we're gonna figure out her real name quick.
yeah, but I feel like a lot of people call her Tina. Like she just goes by Tina. Even
Yeah.
when it wasn't like, you know, we've obviously been married like a whole year now, and it's not like I started calling her mom. I mean, I do
Well,
lovingly
no, I mean
sometimes,
like kids as like
but not like.
little Cooper at like 5 isn't gonna be like Tina.
Yeah, well,
Tina.
maybe
He's
will.
gonna say
Tima.
I mean,
Maybe.
Tima.
I'm sorry. I just
What do you
can't
think?
get into it.
So
I
you,
can't.
you like a classic, like grandma,
Well,
grandpa.
I think a lot of times, and this might not be the case with Tina, you know, and I you know, Tina wants to be called Tima, whatever, let her do her thing.
Sure.
But I think a lot of people, and the reasoning behind a lot of people's weird names is they think they're too young to be grandma or grandpa. They think
I just think they want to be different.
I'm telling you, a lot of people have this weird thing where they're like, grandma just sounds so weird, and it's primarily women like that are like, I don't know, I'm just like not a grandma yet. Like I'm just
Well-
so get this, okay? Let me just tell you one. I'm gonna give you one example that is the most outrageous example I've heard in, you know, and since we've been talking about grandma stuff, whatever, is I had somebody who wanted their grandkids, it's a friend of a friend, to call them sweetie.
oh, we did talk about this.
Their grandchildren.
To call
Sweetie.
grandma sweetie.
Yeah, did we talk about this on the podcast? I had that thought halfway through.
I don't know, but I do remember hearing Sweetie. Because that's
Sweetie.
weird. That's
Well,
just weird.
I can't get behind.
That's
I
just
feel
a
like that's a
nickname.
name for a child from a gram.
Or
Like
a-
that's like
or
yeah,
a-
like a nickname.
dog.
Yeah, but you like imagine
Sweetie.
growing up and calling your grandma sweetie.
Yeah.
What?
I know that my mom was like, when we were talking about grandma and all this stuff, she would think about like my grandma, like, oh, but you call your grandma like, I don't. That's her. That's not me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that kind
Well,
of thing.
and on the same lines of like earning your name, my dad, growing up, my cousins called him Udda, and the reason was the
Udda.
first kid that was
Udda.
got old enough outside of us,
Yeah.
couldn't pronounce like Uncle Dan, so it was just like Udda, and that
Udda.
and it stuck with all of my nieces, well,
Udda.
all my cousins really, and his
That's
nieces
funny.
and
Now
nephews.
that was similar.
call him
My
Udda.
dad to my cousin, she couldn't say uncle, so she decided on Gunkle.
Gunkle.
So he's Gunkle. To
Oh,
me.
that's kinda
But
cool.
just specifically to her, nobody else called. I guess my other cousins kind of do, but
Now, okay, but do all your cousins call your grandparents the same name?
yes,
yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
No, my dad's parents, to me and my sister, were Nana and Papa, but to my cousin were Grandma and Grandpa.
Interesting.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it was
that's kinda
because
interesting.
when we were born, my mom had already had like, my dad married into with 10 nieces and nephews already because
Sure.
we're the youngest. So all of my cousins on my mom's side already called her parents Grandma and Grandpa, and so by the time we came along, they're like, for whatever reason, they're like, there can't be two Grandma and Grandpas. So they decided they're like, we're gonna be different. We're calling you Nana and Papa.
The weirdest thing for me is one of my cousins is my mom's cousin because my grandma's brother had her really, really late in life.
Yes.
So she's
like our
Connor's
age.
age.
Yeah.
But she calls Grandma when we're all together. She's like, Auntie. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
weird. It's Grandma.
Auntie Alberta.
No, it's Auntie. 'Cause
So
Boston.
weird.
Now this was something that happened for me is my brother Tyler married Megan, right? And Megan has Lily, and so my mom was like, "Oh, I'm now a grandma." I'm
Yep.
like just deciding I'm going to be a grandma. But she thought about this for a long time, and she was like, "Okay, I've decided I'm going to be Grammy." And
Oh, that's kinda sweet.
Okay, sweet, but
They have a
I
Grammy.
had a Grammy. My dad's mom was Grammy,
that's-
and so I mean.
Well, I mean, it's the
She
same thing as-
ultimately decided to just be not just grandma, but they decided they're grandma and grandpa, my parents. But it was just like so weird for us for a while, like, well, no, you can't be Grammy because
We had
Grammy is
Grammy,
Grammy.
yeah.
And it wasn't,
Yeah.
but
That's how I
I
feel
don't
about
know.
my
If she would have
parents.
dug into it, I probably would have been fine with it. But
I
she
mean,
was like, fine, I'll just be grandma.
I didn't have that. My mom is grandma. I think it's really sweet to watch your parents become grandparents. And I'm not even on
Yeah.
the side where they're my kids.
Sure.
I just, seeing it like from, adjacent almost where you're like, my brothers
Sure.
had kids. I think it's really nice. I think it's so cool to see
I have a
your
question.
parents kind of
Absolutely.
become grandparents.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
what's up?
Well, for one, did everyone have like 2 grandpas alive at one point and 2 grandmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full count?
So
yeah.
my 2
Everyone-
grandmas,
hopefully.
they were both grandma. So
You had
one of them
grandma.
was grandma and
I
one was
love that it's
grandma
called-
grandma.
Wait,
I
I love
love
that it's
this.
called full count.
Yeah,
Just
the
for
full
the
count.
record.
Yeah.
Full
Totally.
count.
So what happens if you lost 3 of 4?
That's
one
3
ball?
strikes, you're out.
3 strikes. You're out. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I
Yeah.
got it.
It's
'cause
true.
we
The Phillies had grandma and they had
also grandma. So
grandma,
we just
grandma.
so in my contacts, it was grandma, and then it was grandma.
But
that's
that's just do Grandma.
but that's when
Carol
you're
and
just
Grandma
saying-
Barbara. Like, well,
Well,
like
when I got older, it was Grandma
Yeah.
Marilyn.
Grandma Marilyn.
But when I was
But Grandma
probably
Marilyn was
until
grandma.
I was maybe like
and Grandma
14.
Alberta was grandma.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
My-
only in distinction. Like, obviously, if you're like with them, you're not going to be like, hi, grandma.
No,
and
I
they're like,
did.
Okay, well,
yeah,
that's messed up.
that
No, I
tracks
did.
with
That's messed
you.
up. She's
by
like,
the way,
great, I'm number
fully
2.
And then
believe
there's
it.
and then there's Nanu. That's like
Nanu.
just Nanu.
King.
And it's not even pronounced Nanu. It's pronounced Nonu.
Isn't it funny? I mean, yeah, like,
I don't know. I guess
How
I
do we
shouldn't
decide on
care.
these
I guess I
things?
shouldn't
Yeah.
care.
So
but
okay,
like,
my parents are currently in the search of their grandparent names.
Oh,
My
okay.
sister and brother-in-law
Okay.
are talking about they just bought a house. They're talking about starting a family in the next year.
Congratulations, Mazel.
Yeah, and so and that's the thing is that they're super close with his parents.
Jewish?
My brother-in-law is.
that's right.
And so
That's why I said Mazel.
That's right.
Anyways,
Yes.
go ahead.
And
Oh,
so
thank you. For the
record.
Thanks for connecting that one for
my
me.
parents are on this hunt for their grandparents' names because my sister and I have barred grandma and grandpa from them.
Okay.
Really?
Because of our grandma
Anything
and grandpa.
other than them. Oh, okay.
We're like,
Sure.
no, you can't be
That
grandma and
tracks.
grandpa. You're
Yes.
nothing
Can
like
we
grandma
can
and
we
grandpa.
give your parents some suggestions?
No, I've already decided my father's,
let's
and
hear it.
he really he
if
really
he hates it, it's good. That's
It's
the one.
Pops. And if you've met
Pops.
Okay.
if you've met my dad, he is the perfect Pops. But for whatever reason, he hates it. He's like, no, that's like an old man who's just like, like sitting in the corner drooling. Like,
Ew,
no.
Pops.
Like,
Pops.
he's so
No,
against
Pops
it.
sounds like cool,
Like
like,
a fun grandpa.
Yeah,
like,
like-
hey,
He
sounds
call
like the cool
Pops. He
grandpa.
can come
Yeah.
help us.
totally.
Yeah, and he's
Maybe
like
just
against
because
it.
I had a papa and he was like the total prankster, like had a little fart machine,
see, my
like
papa
wacky
was
little.
like
That's funny.
classic
he
old
like
man.
would whittle like little wooden things. He was like
It's
so
who he-
weird.
It's who he gets it from.
Okay,
And-
ouch.
Okay.
And so he's against it. So then my sister has adapted it to Pop Pop.
Pop pop.
That's kind of
And
cute.
That's
he
my
hates
uncle.
that even more. So we've decided that like we're gonna do like psychological warfare
Yeah.
where we started off as Pop Pop, and when he eventually breaks and he's like, I
Pops.
cannot be that, we're gonna be like, well then Pops it is.
What's wrong
no.
with pop pop?
He hates it. He thinks it's like real weird.
Here's what you gotta do, Annie, because this is what I did with my dad. My dad hated.
And then we're going for
Poppy.
Mima for my
Poppy.
mom.
Oh, Mima. We'll go back to that because
Mima.
I got a better name for her. Is you just have to get the first child to say it.
Yes.
Once they say it, because
Once you
my
hear a
dad
little
hated
kid-
Poppy,
You just
but the
whisper it in
moment
his
little
ear.
Levi said like Poppy, he was like,
Done.
I'm in now.
That's what I'm saying. That's
I'm
why
in now.
I kind of subscribe to you got to earn it, right?
Yeah, you gotta
do it.
and that's earning it.
And that's where you can manipulate the child by getting him to
thousands-
say
Yes,
it.
yes. Manipulate a child,
If it's
Andy.
if it's my sister's kid, they will be easily manipulated.
Oh yeah,
good.
little
Dang.
Cooper
Hey,
isn't
question.
gonna be able to say his T's until he's at least like 4.
How's that?
Don't
so he's gonna say
sleep-
like Beba.
Don't sleep on your mom's grandma name. And here I am giving a really weird grandma name after I just said I hate grandma names.
Yeah, let's hear
Yeah.
it. Let's hear it.
Birdie.
That's just as bad as Sweetie.
Pops and Birdie. That's actually
wait.
kind of
That
cute.
is freaking lit, right?
Birdie?
and
just
her
as
Her
name
name's
is
Roberta.
Roberta.
Her name's Roberta.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
why.
That's great.
That's
Did
great.
she ever
Birdie.
go by Birdie in her life?
No,
Birdie.
but
But
her
that's
kids.
a perfect. That's
Imagine
a perfect
going to
old
Pops
lady
and
name.
Birdie's house.
What if she
Pop and
literally?
Birdie.
What if
That's
you literally
cute.
said,
That's
"Hey,
awesome.
what about
Cute.
Birdie?" And she's like, "That was my nickname in elementary school that people made fun of me."
No.
Listen,
Dang.
I know all her bad nicknames.
Okay.
I call them the.
Ready for this
I still
one?
bully her with
Is
them.
if you're Greek, the Greek word for grandpa and
Yaya
grandma
and
is
papu.
yaya and poo poo.
Papu.
Be like, yeah. So do you guys have any Greek? Like,
you know
just,
that?
No, but we have my cousins.
You know,
their
whip that
grandparents
up.
are Yaya
You're
and
gonna
Papu.
hate this.
Yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead.
My nephews call Amanda's mom Yaya.
Yaya. Are they Greek?
No.
Just
And guess what they call Grandmana's dad?
poo poo.
Kapuna,
Is that Hawaiian?
which is Hawaiian.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying.
It's
This
a
is what I'm saying.
multicultural melting pot. Look,
All right.
there's no
And that
rules.
is America.
You know what's
okay?
great is when when you spawn and your spawn spawns like I can't wait to be a grandpa to just like
What is your grandparent name gonna be?
my grandparent name's gonna be like Shmemo or something like
Krusty.
something
Steve-O. It's
crusty,
literally-
crusty.
Krusty.
Krusty's so good.
Krusty. We're going to Krusty's house.
And I'll just like assume the role. Like I'll look like this.
You're gonna be.
Hey,
Krusty
Hey,
is so
kiddos.
good. Hold on.
you coming to stay
Hold
at
on.
Krusty's?
Krusty is so prime.
Is this before or after Cara leaves you?
After.
Oh no, yeah, we'll have shared weekends, which is
you
even
have
more sparse when you're a
something-
grandparent.
Something with
Go ahead.
freaking like Krusty Burger.
Krusty.
Krusty is
Like,
funny.
And Krusty the Clown. Like you have something.
Hey kiddos.
I don't know why you're so obsessed with Krusty the Clown.
I will be grandpa. I will. I just will be.
I should have slit a
grandpa.
little hole where a little piece of hair could come out the top.
Oh wait, that's not.
Welcome
too
to
late.
Krusty's.
It's not too late.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, that's Chester's voice. So that's
No,
embarrassing.
you're gonna be Papa and you know it.
Oh,
well,
you
in a
be good
in
papa.
100 years, I'm
Yikes.
pivoting. I'm pivoting.
Yeah, pivot.
In
out of
100
this.
years,
Get us out of here.
What do you think is going to be going on? I mean, like, think about 100 years ago. Right now, we were like the Roaring 20s.
Baseball
you know?
will be dumb.
Baseball will be dumb or done.
Yeah, they dumb. They just keep making the
100 years
game
from now.
easier. They
just
all
keep changing the rules.
These weird rules to try and make the game faster. and,
Sure.
like next year, they can't do. They can't. You're not allowed to do the shift. If you know what the shift
Yes.
is.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they're banning
Moving
the,
the
ability to do
shortstop
shift.
from one
Yeah.
part of the
They're
field to the
also-
other.
You have to be in standard formation now, which
They're
is
also only
whatever.
allowing the pitcher 2 tries to get the stealer, like
Yeah.
the
Right.
stealing.
And you have like a
base.
30-second clock.
That's
It's
a
like
200-year-old game we're playing. Probably longer than that. They've been playing some variation of baseball. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
It's probably changed so many times.
yeah, it probably has. Have
Yeah.
you
In the
seen
last
that?
100 years.
Have you seen that thing? It was a TikTok, but it was like a museum, and they had like baseball mitts over the years, and so
Oh,
like
yeah.
the early
Cool.
1900s, it was just like a hand wrapped in tape, and then it was like literally looked like an oven mitt, and then
No,
like
the second one was like a
every
like a glove,
decade.
a fingerless glove.
yes,
like a
yeah,
fingerless.
okay, you saw the same thing,
That's
and
cool.
every year it was like a baseball glove, like bigger and
Didn't
bigger,
say
and
it's
then
me, so that's kind of cool.
in the well, do you like baseball?
all right.
In the 70s, it was like kind of the more
We're done.
modern looking. The 80s, it was like even closer to what they have today. You know, I mean, stuff changes, right?
yeah,
They
I
may
guess.
look back 100 years from now and go, like, really? Like, the shift? Come on.
the shit.
Like,
the shift.
remember
I
that?
actually, ironically, I actually don't like the shift. So I'm actually kind of glad it's
No,
going.
same.
I just think there's a lot of little weird things that they're trying to make the game go by faster, which
Sure.
I get from a TV perspective and from a media perspective, sure, but like
Gotta sell ads.
we love baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like I love watching a long game. Like I think it's
Sure.
so cool when they go in extra innings and it's like becomes this thing. I also want to mention that the Padres are like doing great this season. And if you're
Oh, yeah,
not
they're
watching
killing.
that, then which Annie, I know you're not, but
Wait till I am.
If you did, you would have
Annie
seen me
loves-
on TV.
Annie loves baseball.
I saw
Go
Cara several
Sports.
times when I went to the game on Tuesday when we lost.
I
Big Al.
know, but then we won.
Major L.
I
Yeah,
have a
thanks,
curse,
John.
by the way.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
If I wear Padre gears on game days, which
When you're
today's
there.
not a game day.
Oh.
No. If I wear
There's
a
no
Padre
game
hat,
tonight?
No game today.
When's the
Nope.
next game?
Tomorrow.
And if I wear anything Padres on a game day in this postseason, they have lost.
Bad.
Ryan, what did I
Yes.
say when I got home from the game on Tuesday?
What'd you say?
About
Bad
John.
juju? Oh,
Remember?
he was there and he sucks?
No, remember what I said?
What
no,
did you say?
I don't remember.
I
what-
said, I have to say it. I think John's cursed.
I
Oh, yeah.
am cursed.
Yeah, yeah,
I
you
am.
are cursed.
And it's really frustrating
Sorry about
because
it, bro.
I love the team and I want to wear something, but every single time in this postseason that I'm wearing something, it goes wrong. It is so weird. On Tuesday, on Wednesday, didn't wear anything. We won.
Yep.
In a miraculous fashion, by the way.
Think
We were
about
going to
it.
lose.
So
We're one of like 4
awesome.
teams never been to a World Series.
Yep.
Yeah, 6
in the whole
actually.
history.
6, but yes.
I
6
literally,
teams. Whatever.
so
What am I-
on Wednesday's
What are
game,
they, like 7 teams?
There's 6 teams.
on Wednesday's game,
Yeah.
first couple of runs we got, I was in the tunnel. And I was like, gosh, flipping dig it. And then, what's happening over there?
She's checking her phone.
She's just checking her phone.
And then end of the 5th is when we started like getting all the runs. And we were waiting to go on for slings, John's favorite word.
What is the World Series?
For slingshots.
No, I just love how casually you use
Slings.
phrases that nobody knows. Like, oh, it was the best slings ever. And I'm like,
What's that?
what's slings?
Slings.
Anyways.
And we were all in the tunnel and we were like, okay, it's 2 outs.
What
We got to
is-
go get ready.
What is the World Series? What is Google? What
And
is
we're all
baseball?
waiting and it's like 90 degrees out.
Yeah, it's
And
hot.
then they start hitting all these runs and
On
start
Aaron
scoring, and we're
Nola,
like-
which is crazy. Aaron Nola is a really good pitcher, and it's the brother
and
of
Austin's
our Nola.
brother.
Pretty interesting stuff.
That was funny.
Imagine you being their parents,
I love they kept cutting to that to his dad.
and he's wearing.
He looked like
multiple
such a
jerseys.
POS. Did you see his face, man?
Yeah.
He was like he wasn't cheering. He was just like pissed.
They
I
did
was
an
like,
interview with him, so I think I have a feeling he didn't want to be
Who are you
interviewed.
rooting for,
He
bro?
has to be really neutral if you think
You
about it.
have to pick
you know?
a favorite child.
Oh,
He was
well,
wearing a Phillies jersey
true.
and a Padres hat.
and then the opposite the next day too. He was wearing.
Yeah.
He kind of switching it out. But I mean, either way, one of their sons is going to the World Series, which is crazy.
Yeah, they are. Wait, so this is the last. This is it.
Yes.
Whoever wins
Whoever
this
wins
goes
this
to the
series
World
goes to the World
Series.
Series.
Yep.
Wow.
And the
Yeah.
Yankees are playing the Astros.
Oh, they're playing right now. Oh my gosh. Anyways, doesn't matter. I won't talk about baseball forever because I could talk about it for a long time. But I'm just saying, if you're in San
Check
Diego,
out John's baseball podcast coming soon.
and,
Whoa.
if you're in
I won't
San
spoil that
Diego,
one.
you should watch the game and support your city's team because the Padres are freaking killing it this season, and it is so fun to watch. They're exciting too. It's not
It's
just like
electric.
a stupid
It truly
game.
is. It's-
I mean, we were down 4 on yesterday, and we came
That
back
was
8
such a
to
comeback.
5, which
I'll
is
tell you that.
crazy.
Check it out on John's podcast coming
That's
soon.
it. That's all.
Annie, 100 years from now, what's going to be going on? Like what else?
I won't be
what other
here.
major changes? Okay, I'm about sick of that rhetoric. I think you're gonna. I think here's what I truly think, Annie, is you're gonna get to your late life, your postseason,
Your postseason,
and it's gonna be so much better than you imagine it to be right now.
Not your
I think you're going to
postseason.
live a long and happy life, surrounded by people that like you and that you tolerate, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I
sure.
truly think that for you, and I can't gauge your reaction to that because you're still covered in a sheet and you've got
I'm
dark
dead.
sunglasses on. Okay,
Yeah, so in 100 years, what do I think? I think that they'll probably have a cure for cancer. That's my hope. At least a cancer.
I mean, they
It's
gotta
about
get at
time
least
they get
close,
freaking breast
right?
cancer on
True.
in
like,
100 years, right?
nailed down. One of them, cure one of the cancers, any of them, just one. Get it together, cancer.
Are they locking in any major strides in that? How
I
are
think-
we on
I
cancer
think-
research?
No.
I think we'll at least have had the U.S. will have had at least one female president. Hopefully
100
more than
years?
one. Yeah.
Hopefully.
In the next 100, we've been pretty
Interesting.
close a couple times now.
Do you think we'll?
I see the
have
rise
we?
of a third political party.
Okay,
Really?
I
Don't know
think
which
that's
one.
realistic.
I
Isn't
think
there
I just
already
Oh,
one?
you're just predicting the rise
Yeah,
of
like
a
a
general
third
third
political
Got it.
party.
A third political party that's taken legitimately, like
Yeah, like not like it
yeah.
will be like Democrats, Republicans, and
It's called like the middle
Bebos.
ground or whatever. Like it'll just be somewhere in between.
Democrat-
Democrats.
McGee's.
It'll probably be like governmentalist or something.
Yeah,
like
something
The
like that.
realists.
yeah, it'll probably be like the realists.
Like, hey,
It'll
listen,
be-
I'm not super conservative and I'm not super
The Greyhounds.
liberal.
It
so
will be.
they're their mascot will be a greyhound because it's
will
like
be
the world is gray.
the Democrats, the Republicans, and the birds aren't real people.
Okay, they're
and
really
those-
making strides
those are-
these days.
Birds
Wow.
aren't real. Huge movement. I think that, we'll probably have some sort of like confirmation about aliens.
Okay.
Don't we already
I
have
think
a confirmation about
hopefully in 100 years, this whole weird race to Mars will have somehow crashed and burned enough that we're like, let's
More
just
than it
not
already
go to
has at
Mars.
this point.
Yeah. Like let's stop putting money into that.
I unfortunately think we're going to have if not a moon base in 100 years, we'll have that Mars base. We'll be
gosh.
colonizing it for sure.
Definitely
Taking it from the Mars
Would you go to
natives.
Mars if it was an option?
No.
Interesting question. I'm going to say so did you ever see that show what's the one with Chris Pratt where he wakes up?
Yeah,
And Jennifer Lawrence is there?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I never saw it. Looked kinda
They
dumb.
send you like out into
Interstellar
space
or something?
Interstellar
No, some like
Survivors
moon
or-
booze. Yeah.
It's like Survivors.
It's like,
No,
But
moon
like
booze.
they freeze your
Thank
body
you, Cara. Moon
and they
booze.
shoot you over to Mars and you don't get there for like 100 years or something.
Yeah, they,
but
like,
you look the
freeze you.
same and you're still young.
You're still hot. Don't
Nice.
worry.
thank you.
So you have to literally leave
Thank
everyone
you.
you love and go
I said
live on
thank
Mars.
you.
Like they don't even exist anymore. You're just like out there.
I hate that I said that.
No, I'd probably stay.
Okay.
I'd stay. I'd like Wall-E moment. I think Wall-E's
I mean,
probably more
Mars is
realistic
far away.
than we
Now
think.
the moon, I might go live on the moon. Because that seems interesting
Why?
to me. Because it's still like close. It's like moving
Depends
to
on the
like
Wi-Fi
Florida
signal.
It's like
or
going to
something.
Florida.
Yeah, it's like
the
moving
moon
to Florida.
is basically space Florida. Like it's not
I
that
mean-
far.
That's what it's gonna be. They're gonna build that like Disney space probably.
My gosh, Moon Disney.
I'd probably go visit
Disney Moon, yeah.
Oh, Disney. Okay,
and have
that
an apartment.
forget birds aren't real. That's going to be the third political party.
It's Disney.
Disney will have
Disney.
infiltrated the
adults.
government more than they already have.
It's Disney. Yeah, I was gonna
Down
say, I'm pretty sure
with
they're all
Disney.
already
Disney
up in there.
adults.
The
Disney
Disney adults
adults.
party.
Fantastic.
And they'll all wear little Mickey pins to
And they'll get
Congress.
fast passes to
Here's the
vote.
thing. I really think that this generation that's coming up, not quite Gen Z, but like Levi, like the kids that are on iPads, like
iPad
terrifying.
kids.
they're gonna
iPad
be
kids.
like built really different. Like they'll
I thought you
understand
were
the
just going to
internet
end that sentence.
They're just gonna be
They're
built
gonna,
different.
they're gonna like
They're
it's
gonna be
already
built
crazy.
different. Like
Like they're gonna know
They're-
coding just off the top of their
Yeah.
heads.
I'm
Yeah.
guarantee like we'll be so much better adjusted. So much better adjusted?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
They will be so much better adjusted
Maybe you
to
should have been an iPad
technology.
kid.
Oh
Not
my
no,
gosh.
we're screwed.
Did
We're
you hear what he
screwed.
said?
No, I missed
Shit,
it.
maybe you should have been an iPad kid.
Yeah.
Dang.
Probably. You know
That
what?
is-
If you had the
You're right.
chance, but you didn't even have the
I
opportunity.
didn't even have the
No.
opportunity.
There wasn't
But
any
They'll
opportunity.
also be just
We're
like
elite
so
pad
like
kids.
there will be
Hell
the duality
yeah.
of like really smart
Dang.
kids and then those kids that are just like like I don't know anything because I just stared at a screen for my entire upbringing.
Yeah, it'll probably be split for sure.
It probably will
I mean, I think the world has a natural way of like
evening out.
evening out.
Sure.
Like even in the new age,
Uh-huh.
sure, I think people are for sure getting smarter and we're making huge strides. But I think there will always be average people that do the average stuff.
But you know what?
I'm saying?
I think it's going to be different. Kind of, we were talking before about someone who was saying how they're learning to become a mechanic because it's an essential worker.
Okay,
Yes.
sure.
And I think you're going to see that split of these people who are like so invested in tech and know so much about tech. And then there's going to be this coveted group that actually learn trade skills. That like, I think it's going to be a shift
The
where
blue
like
collar
everyone.
worker will like reemerge and be
Yeah, everyone is
viable.
gonna know freaking, tech and be in the tech industry and like they've grown up in it. But then the people who actually know how to like create the cars and build the cars and fix it and all that stuff, like there's gonna be this shift where like they will be more coveted.
So
Oh.
they'll become like this niche where like even getting something like handmade is, I mean, it's already kind of becoming that like,
Yeah, but I think
more and
it's-
more things will become that like working on
Yeah.
automobiles will be like
Where
this
it's-
handcrafted thing.
Where it's like it's cheaper just to get a new car than to get your car fixed kind of vibe.
Oh.
Yes.
Because like
They'll automate more and more of production.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
all be, entire countries will probably be taken over by the US just to like build factories.
yeah, and it's gonna be like
Fill
like
the
your
labor.
phone right now. Even like if you break your screen, it's like a solid what $200-$300 to get your
Sure.
screen replaced.
Sure.
You
not
might as
anymore.
well switch it in and like get a new phone.
It's pretty cheap now.
I
Find cheap
think
places.
I think that is pretty legit in the next 100 years. I mean, if we're not already
yeah.
there, like I feel like we're so there already. Everything is so like dispensable and like you can just order a new thing and Amazon and
Oh yeah,
like
Amazon will
individually
way bigger
wrapped
and better.
plastic like pieces of shit will just like cover our entire earth.
But
you know?
what I will say is
Go
that
ahead.
I was just looking for something for, we're all going to Vegas this
Uh-huh.
weekend, and I was looking for something last minute, and I forgot to order it on Amazon. No big deal. So I was like, I got to get it tonight. It's very simple. It's a black turtleneck. And I was looking for it, and I was like, I couldn't find a place that just like sells it like locally here.
Sure.
And I
H&M?
thought this is like so. Well, I found
Maybe.
one, but it's so weird that you can't just like back in the like even like 10 years ago, you didn't even think about going online. You were like,
Sure.
No,
okay,
you
what
do
do
it
I
in
need?
store.
A black turtleneck? Okay, I go to these stores. I go out and like find it, or maybe you call ahead if you're really like slick and you're thinking about all the things, right?
Do you find yourself going to stores more though?
I love going to
I-
stores.
I
'Cause
find myself
I
for
have
sure more
never-
going online.
I've never been like, oh, I need like an outfit. I'm gonna go on Amazon because I need to go try it on.
Well, yeah.
before I buy it.
So that's my thing. It's
True.
like it's weird how much of it has shifted because, like in this instance, and I feel like I have these instances a lot because I'm not very good at planning. Which whatever.
Yep.
Is I like need something in the moment, and I'm like, if I surpass that 2-day period before I need it, I'm like, I can't order it.
You'll
on
never
Amazon.
get it.
Yeah.
I have to go out and find it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, and that's hard to do now.
If I have the choice between ordering it and going to get it, I will 100% of the time
But
order
when you
it.
don't have the time, though, it's like it's weird how weird things that used to be readily available, you like almost can't find.
I mean,
on a moment's
so let's go
notice.
there. Think about 100 years ago, right? Like the 1920s. Like, how
You
did
went to your
anybody
corner
do?
store.
How did anybody do anything?
You went to your corner store or Macy's.
I mean,
Crazy.
people's lives
When
look
did
so
Macy's
much
start?
different. Yeah,
The 30s,
like
I
you
believe.
only had so many places you'd go, and you only did so many things, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, okay,
It's
like
blows
Kara's
my mind.
saying, Macy's. I
Yeah.
believe Macy's started around 1930.
No.
When did it start?
No, no,
18?
yeah, it's an old,
1858.
yeah, old company.
Whoa, it's
They've been
still
around.
163
it's
years
not.
ago.
It
Oh, okay.
barely is.
Now back then,
It was called Macy and
Macy's,
Company.
3 Macy's in San Diego's have shut down. What about Sears? My grandparents
down
ordered
forever.
all of their furniture, all their
Sears
appliances through
opening.
Sears catalog. Sears is practically gone. Like
practically gone.
we have already seen the end of the chapter.
yeah, the first one was it began as a mail ordering catalog.
Sure.
In 1925.
crazy.
They're
in Chicago.
practically gone.
And then you think about how advanced Amazon is. I
It was founded in 1892, though.
I ordered an
Dang.
adapter the other day
Uh-huh.
at no joke 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was
Was it there by the end of the day?
It was at my house by 12:30.
What the heck?
Same day delivery.
Well, it's because of the Amazon
Which
warehouses.
but
Yeah.
that is nuts.
Nuts, right?
Like you think
Absolutely
of something
nuts.
and it gets delivered with like almost no extra charge. You know, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of repercussions, like, is that power? You know, is that a good thing inherently, or is that like?
oh, you buy a bunch of stuff
No,
you
it's
don't need.
it's killing our patience. Even
Sure.
TikTok. I think like
Mm.
you look at the 20s. What was the difference? That people their entertainment was reading books and maybe seeing a show like
Uh-huh.
twice in their life.
Yeah.
Where now
We get
it's like
entertainment at
we
the
get
press of a
entertainment.
button.
Yeah, and we get fast entertainment. Like
Yeah.
even looking at our TikTok analytics, most people stop watching videos within 5 seconds.
Sure.
5 seconds.
But I think now, does that make us have shorter attention spans, or
Want to
just
see better
devil's
quality.
advocate? Yeah. Are we smarter now? You know,
no,
like
I think it's.
I should
it's hard
say,
for me
were
to
we
sit through a
simpler
movie.
back then? You know, like
Yeah.
but maybe like, is that good or is that bad? Like, was
I
that
don't- I
enough
don't
for
think-
one person to just consume one movie and go, that was great for years. I'm gonna never see another film for.
Yeah, I think
You know.
that if we had someone from 1920 sitting here, sorry, Chester.
Go ahead, Chester. Chester, what year did you die?
I died around 1640.
Oh,
I was
wow. Jeez.
sailing the seven seas with the East India Trading Company.
When was Salem?
I died a pirate.
1600s.
When were the Salem? Were you a
1600s?
witch?
I was a pirate.
Okay.
Arr.
Aren't male witches called warlocks?
Yeah, but I
What
think
is
back
this
then it was just
podcast?
witches.
Nice, John.
What?
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
That's right.
You watched
So
Harry
he's a
Potter as a
warlock.
kid, huh?
No, I wasn't allowed. No, I'm just kidding.
Same.
I
Actually,
was
I
allowed
think
to, but I
No,
Warlock
never did.
is more-
Warlock is Halloween Town.
Oh my gosh.
No,
oh,
there's like
Halloween Town.
warlocks,
What a perfect
But
movie.
then there's also wizards.
Wizards. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I think
That'd
it's a
be
different.
boss. Imagine
Different
being a
breed.
wizard.
Division.
Imagine being a wizard.
I mean, are we smarter now, or are
Yeah.
we just like
Well, I'm
or
saying
are
is
we
I
actually
think-
stupider?
I think if we have someone from 1920 sitting here,
Uh-huh.
they would be amazed at the knowledge that we have.
Sure.
We are smarter in ways they
With
could never
useless
imagine.
information.
Maybe. I mean, but look at what we're capable of. Like this, even this show, right, you only had 3 channels. Even when the TV first came out in the 1950s, you only had like 3 channels. So all of your, media that you're consuming comes from the same 3 places. Whereas now we can sit here in our very own like broadcast studio and
Look up when Macy's was founded.
look up when Macy's was founded.
Yeah. I think I look back at like even our generation is so unique
Sure.
because we have seen the like transition. Like when we were kids, like I think of like High School Musical.
Yeah.
It came out once that one night, and if you missed it that night,
Like 2007.
yeah, you didn't get to see it for another like 3 weeks if they played it maybe
Until the sing-along
Reruns.
came.
yeah, until
Sure.
the like reruns came, whatever, and you missed it. If you
Yeah.
missed it, you missed it. And there was no DVR, there was no recording it. Maybe if you had a VHS,
Lock it
and
up in the
recorded
Disney
it.
vault.
Yeah.
And now it's like now we have Disney Plus,
Yeah.
where it's like all your childhood movies, anything like if it's up like if it comes out, it's on streaming in like
Yep.
days. Like we saw Nope in theaters.
Yeah.
And I was me and my roommate watched Get Out, and I saw that Nope was already on like on demand
HBO.
everything.
Yeah, sure.
Not even on demand because it was on Amazon Prime already.
Oh my
Where
gosh,
before,
on
remember,
demand.
you had to like
Yikes.
wait months, like if not like 7-8 months for a movie to come out of theaters before you could get it digitally anywhere.
I remember, oh my gosh, on what channel was on demand? Was it like
I think
it was like
1
Like
or
Channel
7.
1.
It was like right before 1, right?
Yeah.
It might have been
0.
It was like I think it was like 0. I really do.
0.
On demand.
Bo Burnham says a little bit of everything all the time. Like you're just consuming so much all day long. Like, does that make us think more critically, or does it make us
Dumb because
zone
there's
out
so
and
much
just like
info.
you just
I have found myself to be scrolling when I'm not even really paying attention.
sure,
Same.
absolutely. When you're doing something else, have
It
you
helps
ever
me
done this?
process
Have you
information,
ever
I think.
sat and watched TV while you're scrolling on your
Yes.
phone?
That's pretty
Always.
rare. I
Or
do that all the
like
time, yeah.
be intentionally watching something on my computer, like a YouTube video, and I'll whip out my phone. I'm like, I'm so broken, dude.
I
I
think-
can't pay attention to the thing that's keeping me from paying attention.
Here's what I'll say about this. I think it's what we're doing, whether we know it or not, is kind of unlocking the subconscious a little bit. Because I find myself sometimes where I'm scrolling and not really paying attention, but in the back of my mind, I'm like trying to solve a problem, whether it be like something that with my workstation.
You're thinking about something else
I'm
while
thinking
you're
about
doing
something
it.
else while I'm like partially consuming this, like very partially consuming this content. It's like almost like allows my mind to like relax for a second, and maybe that's the after effects of what of the last 100 years is where everything's so flashy that you kind of need a distraction for you to be able to think clearly, because if you were to sit there in silence,
So,
your mind might go crazy.
You think you're slaking your own animalistic tendencies to be like doing one thing while you're thinking about another thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think
that's
Okay,
broken.
but think
I think
about-
we are
Sure.
Think about when you were a
fucked, right?
kid.
Like
Sure. Yeah.
What were you doing when you did homework?
doing my homework. I
I-
wasn't doing anything.
Really?
What do you mean?
I,
What were you doing?
I grew up doing my homework in front of with the TV on.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Oh.
I
wow.
had to have some kind of
Not
noise.
in my house.
It was either that
Did
or
you do that?
music.
No.
I'd never. It was like a very intentional, like.
Oh, I would
and
not be
maybe
able
that
to do
saved
my
me.
homework in silence. Nope.
Oh my gosh, I could only do my homework if I was fully
So
paying attention to
I
it.
think that. I don't
Might
think
be the
that's like
difference between man and woman,
us
but-
thing. I think that's,
know?
that's like a personal thing
Sure.
because I feel like I have to have something in the background, and that is the same as now.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm working on anything, something has to be going on in the background.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I think
But that
what it's
started when I was,
done.
like, 8.
It's not. It's not. I don't think it's by any means good or the right way we should be doing it.
Sure.
But I think to some degree, what's happening is our minds have become so like inundated by screens and media.
Yeah.
That we almost need something to like, keep our eyes like in one place,
Occupied.
while your brain can go, okay, let me think about all these little problems I got to solve this week, or the things I have to do in the next 5 days. You know,
Interesting.
like I feel like I'm constantly processing other things
Sure.
while I'm mindlessly scrolling. Sometimes I'm intentionally, like I'm watching when I'm scrolling, but some days you just need to like do something, and that's the same thing with fidget spinners. You need to like something to preoccupy yourself so you can actually process something.
Got it.
Which is wrong. I
Sure.
don't think it's the right way.
No, I'm not, and I'm not ripping into you because you're such an animal and you need to be tamed. But
Okay, yeah.
I think
You know,
Got
it's
him.
screw
I'm
you.
saying we, the general we, are we're broken. Man.
Sure.
But I don't think it's all bad. I
Do you
think
think
that
it's
there
going to
is
get fixed in 100 years?
in 100 years. I mean, if we don't blow ourselves up and or destroy our planet in the next 100 years, I think there is this sect of people that is like the going tiny, going hiking, like more. They've since this pandemic that we had have shifted further towards like what you're saying, the handcrafted, like tangible things are more valuable. And I think that'll grow this following as we're like, hey, trying to get more in touch with nature and we're trying to save the earth. I think maybe that could make a big emergence. And I don't know. I feel like when you have one extreme, you have no choice but to see the other extreme happen, where some people
Sure.
are like, they make their life and their livelihood on the internet, whereas other people will come out and go like, no, like outwardly reject it and go, yeah, I'm just going to live off the grid. And
Yeah.
so I could see that happening too, where there's this reemergence of like, people off the grid, like I said. But
For the last 100 years, I think the world has been so concerned about connecting itself with each other. And now I think, like what you're saying, we'll see the adverse of people going, I need to get away from this a little bit,
because more than ever, people are learning more about, their government. I'm seeing such a boom in the past 2 years. Even we saw, with the whole Black Lives Matter movement and like all these movements that are coming out because people are just sharing their experiences and going like, hey, I'm a woman in this country and I still feel like I don't have rights. Hey, I'm, a minority in this country and I still feel like I don't have rights. Like, and like just learning about like things from history that we've neglected. And it's like, oh, like how far we've come as a nation, but haven't really we haven't progressed as a nation. I think that'll get, more into, and I think it's already happening where people are more kind of woke to what the government is doing and what is happening in society. So much so that I think that'll kind of dominate the conversation a lot more. And you know what I mean? Like people participating in this government for the people,
Yeah.
I have a weird thing for 100 years
Let's hear
that I
it.
just thought about.
Okay.
That kind of is on brand for Halloween.
Okay.
All of the like
The ghosts will come out?
No, all of the oldest like tombstones that we've seen, they're gonna be gone in
I
100
don't,
years.
I don't know. I mean, those graveyards we saw in Boston were all there.
We could barely read them though.
Yeah, but they're from like the 1600s. That's like 400 years.
In 100 more years,
It'll
you're
just
not
be-
going to be able to read it.
Yeah,
at all.
I
It's
think
gonna be
I
blank
think Kara's right. In 100 years, that
with
will have worn
erosion
off.
and
Will we not
rain
care,
and-
or I mean, they've maintained it this
no,
far.
I think they're gonna care for like Alexander Hamilton's and like all the
Boo.
like really 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 famous
Sure.
ones, but all the ones that we see with random like war vet died 1830.
I mean, are people gonna still like care about like? Do people still have traditional burials these days?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
those Catholics, man.
Oh, there it is.
but
Come on.
but those Catholics are getting more health conscious. Or conscious about the environment. They're like,
Well, they just get put in a
Put me in an
pot.
urn, yeah.
and then put in the ground
so there
next
you
to
go.
their loved ones.
Well, maybe I don't know.
All the tombstones today are fine,
Interesting.
but the ones that are like the oldest that we've seen are gonna be gone.
You think we're going to start sending our dead to space?
Oh God,
That's a thing.
no.
Apparently, you can do.
I hope not.
I saw this video today about how every dead person from all like humanity in existence has all been on this earth at the same exact time, except for once, and it was in which like some space capsule went and the people died like
I'm gonna help
in
you out,
space
Annie,
and
because
came
I saw
down.
the same video.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
John Green posted it today. It was 3 Russian cosmonauts went up in
Thank you.
space in the 1970s.
How did you see this?
Did you hear about this, John?
No, I
Because
haven't.
Ryan
heard
and I,
about
we have
Me
the
and
same
Annie.
For You page.
Yeah, we do. 3 Russian cosmonauts went up into space in the 1970s.
What's a
Just
cosmonaut?
it's like an
like
astronaut,
astronaut.
but Russian. They call them cosmonauts over there.
Okay.
Because Cosmos.
3 dudes went up into space. Just a routine, like, send these guys to space. You know, they were doing in the 70s. Like, they loved
Sure.
that shit. So
Yeah.
they send these 3 guys up. On their way back, their cabin accidentally depressurized, killed all 3 of them. And they landed, and the Russians didn't know until they got to Earth and opened the thing and realized they
And
had
they were
been dead
dead?
for
Oh,
the
shite.
first people of all time
to die in space.
to die in space. Nobody
Yeah.
else has ever died in space.
That's crazy.
And so up until that point, like Annie was saying,
They didn't
every
like explode
person
from the depressurization.
dead has been on Earth. But now it's like these 3 dudes died up in space and then came back.
Whoa.
Yeah, isn't that
Crazy.
Their
crazy?
souls are
Can
stuck
you-
in space.
That's
They're
just
like,
it's one of those things that you think like it
What-
just kind of breaks your brain a little bit.
Like,
yeah,
where
like
did they die? They died in space.
in the entire course
In
of
their
history.
capsule.
That's we're talking, you know, the freaking ancient Phoenicians back in the day that were like traders and hunters and gatherers. Like every person has died on
Yeah.
Earth soil
With the
until these
dinosaurs,
3
too.
dudes in the 1970s.
Or within Earth's atmosphere, we should
Sure,
say.
sure, whatever.
Some people
Thank
die
you.
in the
Thanks
air.
for clarifying that.
Yeah,
Well,
Amelia
some people
Earhart.
died in there.
That's
when
true.
did she die? We don't
She's
know.
in the
We'll
ocean.
never
She's
know.
in the
She's in the
Bermuda
Bermuda
Triangle.
Triangle.
Yeah, like that's so obvious.
She's actually, believe it or not, in Cincinnati right now.
Really?
Yeah, they found her. Can you
They
believe
found
that?
on the
kinda
news.
cool.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Kinda cool.
They found her. Yeah, I think
Pretty big revelation to just kind of go
You know,
under the
whatever,
radar like that.
whatever they decide to do in 100 years, their
Seriously?
prerogative. I'll be gone.
I really,
Yeah.
I can't
100
express
years
enough.
from now.
I can't express
You're
enough
not
how much
gonna
I
be here in 100
vehemently
years.
disagree with that.
You think you're gonna live to
I'm not.
126?
I think
No
okay, this
way.
is a great way to cap off this.
126, really?
I think that's going to be the norm. 100 years from now, they'll have cured cancer, they'll have cured diseases.
They do be doing
but
that.
at some point they shouldn't. Like at some point
Oh.
we
Go
need
ahead.
we
Okay.
need people
Yeah, no,
to
don't
die.
cure
We can't
cancer.
all live
Who's
forever.
we?
The ecosystem, you know, the circle of life. At some point,
Annie, we
For
were
the
put
record-
on this earth to beat the ecosystem.
It
No.
would not be the 100th episode without Annie saying a crazy statement like, we should
Freaking
cure
gaslighting
cancer.
me into
no,
not
I think we should
curing
cure cancer. But I'm saying we shouldn't cure every
Why?
disease.
Why?
Because someone needs to die sometime.
And you think?
I volunteer as
And don't
tribute.
ask her to
So,
volunteer it, 'cause
as
she
of
will. I know, I was just going
now-
to say that.
Damn it!
As
Oh,
of now,
be here or
this
be in
says-
heaven.
So
Yeah, right.
This
True.
is the
That's a
statistic
bit
for
presumptuous, I
right
might
now.
add. Who knows if you're going to
The-
heaven? I'm
This
just
is
saying.
the life expectancy for men and women
What
as of
is
right
it?
now.
It's
As of
got to
right
be
now.
like 80, right?
A male child born in the U.S. today
Mm-hmm.
will live to be 74.5
Oh,
years
on
old.
average.
Perfect, perfect.
On
Because
average.
of
I
all
love
the people
that.
that die young. No, that's
This
No,
puts the male
74,
citizens of
that's
the
good.
U.S. in 53rd place in this ranking.
That's right.
On
Yikes.
average, U.S. women are 5.5 years older, reaching an age of 80.
who lives the
Ugh.
longest. Who lives the longest?
Women live longer.
No.
Always.
Countries.
You said
Oh.
U.S. men were 53rd. It's got to be like
in
Swedes.
world.
I'm
women
putting
from
in
China.
Sweden.
I think
No,
it's
I'm going to
Guam.
say Chinese women live the longest.
I think it's
Let me see,
Guam,
let
I
me
bet.
see.
Or
Sweden.
Norwegian women.
Huh.
Yeah, they're like cold up there,
I
and
don't
they
know
got
where I
like
can find this.
no
Wasn't
conservatives.
Yes, I'm going to say the oldest woman of all time right now is Chinese, isn't she?
Number 1 is Hong Kong.
oh,
Life expectancy of males is 82 years
Dab
old,
on 'em.
almost 83, and females is
you.
88.
just for you, man.
That surprises
pal.
me.
And then it's
Close
Iceland,
enough.
and then Japan, then Norway, then Singapore, Macau, Australia, Switzerland, Malta, Sweden, Israel.
Oh, wow, could
Sweden's
you imagine being in the
still above
top
us.
5? We're 53rd.
53rd.
Does that surprise
I mean,
you?
we do be dying out
Sure.
here.
And
Yeah.
we, and
I
we,
mean-
it's
we do be
And
having
we-
a lot of
Close.
preservatives
And
in our food.
we've got the biggest.
That's true.
We've got the biggest military in the world too. So we're throwing those guys like just
Yeah.
throwing them out
What is
there.
the lowest? Let me see the lowest
We're just
country.
making things happen.
I'm gonna say it's a small country like Madagascar or something.
Central Africa.
Oh,
51 years for
wow.
males, 55 for women.
Ouch.
Wow.
Jeez.
Well, there you have it.
That's
So,
tough-
Annie, they're
tough
kind of on
numbers.
par, right?
I'm saying
No,
in
I
a
should
hundred
hang out.
years,
should go over there.
expectancy.
100
A
years
country
from now, guarantee Chevrolet, we're gonna be living to like 120. We might even live to 120.
It'd be kind of cool.
That'd be kind of
Ryan,
cool, right?
Do you really want to live to 120?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I mean,
I'm
you're
okay
talking
on
to the
that.
guy
You
that
can
would
do
choose
that.
to live forever.
Annie.
So,
Yeah.
yes, the answer is yes, but
If I could live forever, I'd
You
see
know
it all.
what?
I'd do it all.
And I'll haunt you.
Okay,
How about
I
that?
can't wait.
But you're anticipating that means like you and your loved ones live forever. That doesn't
Sure.
necessarily mean Cara lives forever. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Yeah,
interesting.
Like, do you want to
Cara-
live to 120 when Kara's been gone for 40 years?
Cara,
Like,
look, here's the thing about Cara. She'll
Here's
outlive
the
me.
thing
I don't
about
care
Cara.
how old I live. Cara will outlive me.
That's
By
right.
at least 6 months.
At
least.
least. So that's great to know. Is that if I live forever, she'll live
Yep.
forever in
Forever
6
in
months.
6 months.
so Cara, are you if you lost Ryan, would you be like, I got a lot of life to live, or would you be like,
Gots to go.
I don't want to be here without him? Like, what would you think? Because I've
Well,
met couples that are like,
listen,
the woman's
listen.
like, I got like 10 more years left.
I feel like
You know,
we
I'm
have
not
to
gonna
ask.
waste these
We have
years.
to ask Cara in like 20 years. Because this is
ahead.
year
This is
one.
new. Go ahead.
This is year one
You're
of
right,
marriage,
you're
and
right.
she's like, I couldn't live without him. 20 years, kid. They got kids. She's been
She's
sharing
like,
a
I
house
gotta
with
live
him.
without him. That's
No.
the way it is.
Yeah, in
I gotta
20
pick up a
years,
shit
she
to
could be like,
monitor.
I
I can't.
I finally got my own bed back.
Oh
She's
my
like, I get
God.
the chance to have the bathroom by myself.
She goes, I don't have to work at
Sold.
Moniker 4 days a week. I can go down to 3 days. I'm in.
I'm in.
I am actually down to 3 days.
Heck
What
yeah.
would I do without you guys?
We humble you. I can't wait till you live to 100, and she lived to
Cara.
106 months.
Is any of that stuff true?
What part?
Dang.
Oh, that's funny.
Guys, it's not funny. I lost my job
And your
yeah.
hair.
Are we still? Oh,
and my hair. This is so uncomfortable.
really? I bet it's really sweaty underneath there.
It probably
It's
is.
like
Yeah.
the thickest. That looks like 3 bald caps. And
That's what I was gonna say. Where'd you
it's
get
so
that thing?
thick.
The Spirit Halloween store last year. This was actually the prototype to Jeff Bezos.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I
so he's
decided
been
I
around.
wanted to cover my entire
Could
face.
you imagine?
Yeah. No.
And
Wouldn't be
you've
me.
you've
Would
just
not be
kept
me.
it for multiple years.
Yes.
For
I
this
don't
very
even know
moment.
where.
For this very moment.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
Wow. So,
Wow.
100 episodes, guys.
100
and I
years
think
of what
we
the
should
podcast.
talk
Go ahead.
about what's coming up next week.
Next week.
Ladies
Next
and gentlemen, the 25-hour podcast for
know where it's
Alzheimer's
at. Oh, here it's
is
on mine.
among us.
Yep. And
It
next
is
week,
upon us. I mean,
next Thursday, which
It's
is kind of
among us.
scary to think about, we will be going live for 25 hours. I am
Whoa.
currently working that day, which is a big L.
yeah, you should probably call in sick, eh?
No,
Or
I
quit
would
your
never
job.
call in sick unless I was actually sick, Ryan.
That's right.
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
We
Can
want
always-
that on the record, Ryan.
Come on, man.
You could always quit your job.
We're going to go ahead and try and raise $2,500 for a great cause here in San Diego, Alzheimer's San Diego. We just did the walk last weekend.
That was great.
Okay,
Which
no.
was-
Put that on the record.
We were
we
at
did
the
not
walk.
walk.
We
were
did
at
attend the walk. The
We were at
Alzheimer's
booth.
San Diego
We were at booth.
walk for
Okay,
the cure.
it doesn't matter. We were at the walk, whatever. It was really cool. I thought it was fun to meet people, and we got to see a lot of the cool other like vendors and organizations that were there.
I thought it was cool because every organization was an Alzheimer's research
Yeah.
associated.
And they really
booth.
let these
And
jokers
then
in here.
We were there, and everyone kept coming and be like, "So you're the podcast that everyone's talking about?"
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were
like
big
the
deal.
entertainment.
Isn't
We
that
were
cool?
a big
Couple of
I thought that
young
was kind of
people.
cool. Did you think that was?
Oh, I thought
cool?
it was great.
Everyone,
That was awesome.
towards the end, like she said, people were like, "Oh, everyone's been talking about," and I was like, "Everyone's been talking about us?"
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
sweet.
look, it's not every day a podcast crew rolls up on the
It's
Alzheimer's
true.
walk.
we were
I'm
giving,
sure.
we were giving
Yeah.
out candy at 8 a.m.
Yeah,
too.
We were
were.
giving
Come
out
on.
candy.
We're giving out
Everyone
candy.
else was giving out protein bars.
Well,
And bananas.
I mean, it was a 3K walk. That makes
That's
the
true,
most
that's
sense.
true.
But
No, candy will sustain
no,
you.
candy.
Oh, speaking of candy.
But I'm really excited.
You guys still have that in your car?
No, I took it out because it would have melted. It's at the house.
I was kind of thinking about how
Awesome.
crazy it is and how fast it's coming. Like next Thursday, we'll
Next
be back in
Thursday.
these
We're gonna be
chairs.
the next time you see us, folks. We're gonna be live for
On the
25 hours. One more than 24. 25.
That's just cool.
I don't know if I can
that's just way
sit
cooler.
in this couch for 25 hours.
Well, you're
The
gonna have
last,
to.
the last
You'll-
couch was a little more comfortable.
You'll figure out how.
That's true. You're right.
She's
but
not wrong on that.
I know.
Oh man.
This wasn't designed for long-term comfort.
I've slept on both of those couches, and this
And
one.
you guys,
Just not it.
you
It's just not it.
guys.
What's up?
Guys,
Go ahead.
If the Padres go to the World Series, it's during the 25 hour.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Look, nobody thought this day was coming, okay?
Oh, it's true.
Except for
That's
John,
a
of
lot.
course, for our
what,
faithful.
what you're saying is when they go to the World Series,
Yeah.
it'll be during.
Yeah,
live.
yeah, yeah.
That would be good content.
What would it? Would
It would just be us
if they win
watching
the
the
World
game.
Series? Yeah.
No, but they're not going to win it while we're live. They're
No,
going to be in like
they're
game
playing.
1 or 2.
Right.
Yeah, they're
It
going
is.
to be
It's game 1.
Wow.
Or two.
You know who
Or two.
our good friend of the podcast already bought World Series tickets.
What?
Trevor Homschel already bought them.
Did
Wait,
he really?
He did.
He told me. Well, he posted it on
Oh, he's going.
on B Reel, and he said, "I just bought World Series tickets." I mean, that's if. I mean, obviously they have to
Yes,
go.
yes.
They gotta
But
win.
But
they did. They
This
opened them up
na-
to people
the champions.
isn't that crazy?
Wow, he
So
is
what happens
crazy.
if they don't go?
Crazy.
If they
They
don't
get
go, he'll
refunded.
sell
They
them.
refund them. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't think
really?
they
They
don't think
refund them?
I don't think these even charged them. I think they just hold a spot.
Yes.
Like you put a card in to hold a spot.
Should we do that? Should we buy World Series
No.
tickets?
We're not rich enough for that. Unless
No.
in Vegas this weekend, we hit a
If
jackpot.
we clean up in Vegas,
And we'll just buy them day of. If
Yeah,
we,
we'll
if we
just
clean
buy-
up in Vegas, we're not.
Bro,
Even, we're gonna go to
dude,
the. just go
we're
down
in
there.
Vegas and the Padres are playing. We should put some money in the Padres.
I don't know.
We should do it.
Should we?
That'd be so fun.
No, if John does it, it's bad luck.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
can't
really
be a part of it.
I'll put some money.
But-
Can I borrow $1,000?
Yeah, for sure. I got it
Yeah,
in my
can
bag.
I get that 1,000 that you
I got
owe
it in
me?
my wallet. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
no, the big thing about the Padres this weekend is that we have to win one in Philly at least, because then it comes back to San Diego.
That's right.
If we win all of them in Philly,
It doesn't matter.
We win.
You're right.
Sweet.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Straight sweep.
I'm trying to be realistic.
I know. If
in
you're
the sense that
realistic, we
have
come
to
back
do
on Monday
one
and I
or
work.
two, one or two
Wow.
in Philly. We come back, we win it here at home. Because imagine winning the
Awesome.
championship here
Are
in
you
San
kidding
Diego.
me?
Oh man.
This town is going to blow up.
A lot of predictions. I've heard a lot of predictions of people saying that we'll win 2 in Philly, and then we'll have 2 tries in San Diego to do it, which we'll get it in 1.
Sure.
yes, of
But-
course.
Right.
We'll see. It's interesting.
Because now it's
I'm-
best of 5, right? It's
Yeah, it's best of 7. So we have to hit 4.
We've each won
1 and 1. Oh yeah,
respective
yeah,
game,
yeah.
Now
so
it's
it's
five.
now really
Yeah,
best of
correct.
5.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes,
we're
it is.
going
No, I'm
technically
excited. Can I
speaking.
just say too
you
about the
can.
Padres? It's just
No.
cool to have a team that's doing well. You know, San Diego's for so long. You know, I've been a fan of the Padres for a long time. I mean, and so I feel like we're always we're so close.
Yeah.
And it never feels like we get to go anywhere or do anything cool. And here we are, like in the championship.
Here we are.
In a team that like feels attainable. It's not like the Yankees or like some of those teams. It's like, well, even in LA last week, we felt like a crazy team to beat, and we did it.
Yep.
And the
They
Phillies,
pulled it out and beat them.
it's amazing, man. It's a
24
good
years since
time.
they've been at this NLCS. And,
Well, that's from according to the Ring. That
That's
says,
right.
I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna buy one of these on the internet. I looked it up.
It's
I'm
$12.
gonna buy one. So
Dad literally went,
12
"Don't lose it." And I went, "What?" And he went, "It's $12 in the
Like,
eBay."
that's an expensive.
I love
ring
that
you
he
got there.
is regularly checking the price of this
Well,
ring.
no, because he found it in his sock drawer
Oh, and
after
he checked.
years.
Okay,
He didn't
alright.
remember he had it.
just in there
And then
among
he
the
checked.
socks.
And then he
Can
went.
you believe that?
He went, "Hey Connor, where's yours?" And Connor went, "I was 3."
But he,
And he
he
goes,
should have
"But
one.
you have it somewhere."
Connor's like,
Straight up.
no, I lost it. No. Anyways, go Padres.
Well-
Check in next week for our 25-hour live stream. Help us hit our goal.
Wait, look at this.
By the way, I've been lining up donors like for the last 3 weeks. I'm like, this is gonna happen, and they're like,
Hitting
all
them
right,
up,
let me
straight
know.
up.
I've been lining
All
up
the
donors.
big hitters of San Diego.
for sure.
And gonna have some music acts, gonna have some games, gonna have some snackies.
Oh,
gonna-
lots of snackies.
Lots of according to this flyer here, thought-provoking conversations.
Well, and
Games.
we can guarantee that for the first 10 hours.
Yeah.
Live.
After that,
we've got
It's
we've
all
got scary
crazy.
stories. Ooh, we've got late night snacks, early morning coffee, tired laughter, and so much more. Guys, we've got a goal of $2,500 that we want to reach by the end of the stream. I know we can do it.
We're gonna smash it.
We're gonna destroy
We're gonna
it.
smash
Maybe
the
even
goal.
$25,000. Maybe even $250,000. Let's not
Dude,
get
that's
carried
pushing
away.
it. That's
all
pushing
right,
it.
let's not get carried away. I love that at 250,000. That's what you said.
$25
We're not getting here.
million
At
dollars.
Yes.
25,000, you're like, then you went on like
$25 billion? You think we're gonna raise?
25 trillion? Whoa.
I don't know, but it's
gonna-
all going to a good cause, and that's what I love about it.
Yes.
I've been thinking a lot about my grandma because
Yeah.
my grandma had Alzheimer's,
Yes.
which is part of a lot of reasons why we selected this organization. But And I was like, it would make her so happy that we're doing this. So.
Absolutely. I agree. Well, folks.
Oh,
outro music for you
I kind
here.
of love that you have this little button thing now. It's no big deal.
I don't have to play. I can just
I don't know, I
jam
kinda
out
miss you
to a
playing.
little
I kinda miss you
outro
playing.
music. Well, that's fine. Folks, happy 100th episode.
Woo, we did it, y'all.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
Into 100 more.
Into 100 more, and to
Whoa.
25 hours next week, and to freaking 2 years and 4 weeks.
That's
Hey.
right.
Hey, let's win some money this weekend, eh?
We got
Little
it.
Vegas extraordinaire extravaganza.
Maybe we'll win 2,500 this weekend.
Oh,
And we'll just donate and be done.
We're done.
We'll skip
Do
the
it.
stream.
Done.
and just not do the stream. Annie, have fun with whatever the hell you're doing this weekend. Being a ghost. Being a scary little ghost.
A dead ghost.
On the couch, as always, Cara, Tafolla, Annie the Skovmand. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And we'll see you next week on
What the Podcast?